And it's the extracts that I'm going to read are from a book that I've written about the experience, and Paul, as a musician, we got asked to collaborate for something fairly recently, and this is what we came up with. Okay. First few stumbles failed to hinder my progress. When it came, the blow, it hit me hard, left me breathless. From some knocks we recover, from some we hide and others we take flight. I chose the latter. For many years I ran and kept on running. I ran until my breath caught and my throat ached, until I outran my body, my heart, until I ran out of time. Here is where it ends, the final paragraph of my life story. To prolong my narrative, someone else must die, soon. Details of how, or when, or where this will happen are not mine for the knowing, nor theirs. It's a waiting game. Who will succumb first, them or me? Transplant, list, urgent, heart. As individual words, they are innocuous. Their power is collective. Context is everything. Urgent heart transplant list. Angela Hughes. So far, a full stop exists between the words and my name. Right now, a group of cardiologists and surgeons are meeting to decide whether it should be removed to form a sentence. A life sentence. Mine. Here is where I am. This is what happened when the running stopped. A hospital room 8 paces across. 8 back, 8 forth. Back, forth. 1, 2, 3. Here's another word. Donor. D-O-N-O-R. D-N-E-R. D-N-R. Do not resuscitate. Do no harm. Donor. Giver, contributor, benefactor, subscriber, backer, patron, alms giver, bestower, angel, conferrer, altruist, philanthropist, saviour. The death of a stranger to bring me back to life. A person unknown to me, yet compatible in ways I would never have before considered. Blood and tissue type, height and weight, antibody profiles. Perhaps we share interests. Our paths may even have crossed. If I survive the transplant, my family and friends will celebrate, theirs will grieve. For our joy, their sorrow. I will grow older, my donor will not. Torment is this. My future beats in someone else's chest. In abstract, I understand. I'm not responsible for their death. There's no trade-off, no Faustian pact, no life for a life, theirs for mine. The tough part is the reconciliation of emotional response with hard facts. My potential donor is walking their dog, eating dinner, making love, laughing with friends, walking with their children. Any of these things. Living, breathing, until they are no longer. They are advantage they have is they don't see it coming, the end. Only I mark time. Knowledge is not always power.
You told me you probably had 5 years on that short journey, just after we met. The journey when I was beginning to realise I was in love with you. I did the sum in my head. 5 years with you, spiralled into a painful end. Yet here we are, short-changed in a hospital ward. You becoming smaller as the equipment around you gathers and multiplies. We're up on the 3rd floor with a view of the river, but we're falling. From you'll be out in a couple of days to there'll be something they can do. To seeing the terror brim in your eyes as you mouth the word transplant. Even that terrible lifeline was pulled out of reach just as we grasped for it. And amid our diversions and laughter and silly whiteboard sketches and confident visions of campervan futures and an old age we may never share, we both knew the time had come to say goodbye. You asked if I would be okay. Of course not, I said.
Day 6. Years ago on a family holiday in the north of Scotland, I visited the bay that inspired Gavin Maxwell to write his book about otters. There's not much about the place I remember, except it was secluded and we had a dinghy. Though how this could be true is hard to fathom, since we've never, to my knowledge, owned one. Along with the friend I was allowed to bring on holiday as long as we behaved, I dragged the dinghy out into the shallow water, where we cast ourselves adrift amidst talk of boys with long eyelashes, gypsy skirts, kissing with tongues, bitten fingernails and pains of the newly established monthly period. My younger sister and brother were on the beach with our cousin, building kingdoms of sand, decorated with Alhambra mosaics of shells and starfish. In our floating cocoon, with our faces wide open to the sun and our bodies navigating seaward, the noise when it reached us was incongruous, high-pitched, staccato. It skimmed past our ears and slammed into the waves, shouting, screaming, noise, no words. A swivel of my head revealed my sister running through the water, much further away from us than last we had seen her. Ahead there was sea. Water upon water until it collided with the sky. There was a delay, seconds, when I felt nothing, not numbness, a vacuum, nothing to grasp, and then fear scrambling up the back of my legs and neck, scraping at my skin, ears crammed with the sound trapped inside conch shells, and a dead weight dragging my insides down, down, down through murk and sunless shadow to the bottom of the sea. That's how I feel today, except this time there's no dinghy and the waves are 100 feet high.
Take someone with you, I'd be the one to choose. I'm waiting here, I need more time, one more time. Somebody like me. I've seen things you'll see, shapes in the clouds. We
An Arctic chill forms a sheet of ice across the small of my back, a reminder of my lonely sleeping arrangements. I awakened in damp sheets, shivering, head aching from the tension created by my clenched jaw, limbs tangled in the residue of night sweats and soaked through dreams, hair clinging to the back of my neck, seaweed slick, saline coated. A far cry from my nights with Paul, collapsed into each other, his arm draped over my waist, wisp of my hair tracking the rise and fall of my breath. Here I am cold and alone. There I am safe, swaddled in his skin. How we were, how we loved, how I...
Remember us?
How I...
Remember?
The first time we never thought I could again. But the first time you...
Us.
I bit back the urge to cry or whisper thank you.
Remember us. Remember us.
Remember us.
What do you want to do, Angela, when you get out of here? Where do you want to go? What would you like to see? What do you miss? What are you looking forward to most?
I still want to travel, but closer to home. I want to explore our country, north to south, in a camper van.
Details. Give me details.
I want to visit the Western Isles, the Moray Coast, Orkney, to watch the stars crowd the sky in Galloway Forest Park, see the sunrise over Coldingham Bay, have my awe struck by the multicoloured dance of the Northern Lights.
What else? Paint me a picture. I want descriptions.
A forest in autumn, trees of fire and the crackle of frost-covered leaves underfoot, the squeal of fireworks and the popping candy explosion from the first mouthful of champagne on my tongue, wild roses, the candied perfume of my childhood. I want the weather to touch my skin, rain, snowflakes melting on my eyelashes, bare feet in the sun, the wind on my face. I miss the wind on my face. Every season, I want all the weather.
Nothing you said is impossible. Don't stop.
To walk, no leap upstairs, 2 or 3 at a time. A mountain, I want to climb a mountain, run down a hill with my arms out wide. Dance, 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 I want to dance, sing, laugh. I always want to laugh, to never stop laughing, with you, with my family, my friends. I want to laugh with them all again. I want to hear my friends laughing. My family, I miss the laughter. I miss them all. I miss them. Day 17. 6 o'clock Christmas morning. Paul is my first call. About 11 I say. Nothing further, not even hello. In the corridor outside the theatre doors, we pause. This is the point where we lose Paul. The remainder of the journey I must make alone. At the foot of my bed, the transplant coordinator also retreats and the 2 nurses accompany me, half turn their backs. Paul hunches over me, brushes his lips with mine and whispers in my ear.
See you later.
No goodbyes, we agreed. No tears. I chew my bottom lip. He kisses me on my forehead and presses his thumb hard against the back of my hand.
I'll be waiting.
He straightens up, his gaze never leaving my face. For several seconds, our eyes remain fixed on each other in silence. Paul blinks, moves past the theatre assistant and fades from my line of vision. The transplant coordinator tells him and she'll let him know how it's going, and he thanks her.
Take care of him.
Paul's voice fades. The air stills, and I strain to hear the footsteps as he walks away. They begin to wheel me towards the theatre doors. Without looking back, I know he watches me until I'm out of sight. The heart that beats within me is not the one I was born with. The heart that beats within me